at you as always from beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where they say home is where the heart is. Is that why I've been a heartless bastard for the last 5 months?
That's good. I like that. That's a good one. Well done, sir.
I had to pull that out of my ass.
You pulled that out of your ass, but you pulled it out very well.
Well done. I'm getting very jaded. I had money stolen from me today, like right in front of my face.
Oh.
The kid who punched me in the face last week has been let back in because that's what we do. We're just supposed to deal with them and let them back in. It's very hard not to want to kill people. But I'm feeling very heartless today.
Oh.
I'm emotional. How are you doing? How's your day going, Gordon? Everybody in the listening audience, welcome to What If We're Right with brand new cover art. Check it out tonight. An awesome new logo for the show. Gord, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Had a very fucking slow 2 days at work. Did a whopping $200 in sales today. Woo!
Oh, nice.
And when you're only making 4% on that fucking $200, yeah, I didn't make any money at all today.
That is fantastic. So we're both in about the same boat. Mine gets stolen. Yours just, you work for nothing.
I'm just working for, I'm like a U.S. government employee right now.
Don't you love that feeling?
No.
I get that a lot where I just, I look at my bills, I look at my income, and I just go, what the fuck am I here for?
Right? Who's benefiting from me being in this shitty fucking position right now? Because it ain't me.
It hasn't been for a long time. I watch money change hands, and I just work more. And then it seems like more money changes hands, and I just work and work. None of it ever comes to me. I don't remember the last time I had a dime that went directly to me.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like. I have no idea what that's like. I really don't.
And especially now where I'm working in a place where saving lives is more important. That's what we're focused on. Saving lives.
Saving lives so you stay homeless.
Yeah, pretty much. I get to remain homeless and hungry, and everyone else who I save, they get nice apartments and stuff given to them because they're in that horrible position where they need help. And I'm in this weird gray area where I'm not bad enough to need help, but not stable enough to go out on my own. So there's this weird intermediate care area that doesn't exist. It should.
That's fucking frustrating as all hell because, like, how are you supposed to, this is the thing I guess is really difficult with today's society. Like, you hear the argument about, well, raising minimum wage, which I agree with to an extent, but not a major one. They always use like McDonald's as the example, as a leading example for it. And it's just like, as the back argument that I always liked, which is McDonald's is what you thought you get it when you're in high school. That's not your end-all career.
Right.
Fucking higher in life. Do better in life if your end-all career ends up. I work at fucking McDonald's and I'm not making enough money. You should be able to go and get a job anywhere else and make more money.
Well, of course.
But when you work as hard, yeah, we're always fucking busting our ass trying to get shit done. Why is it that I'm still fucking always broke?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't square that circle. I'm in the same position. Even when I was doing very well for myself, I seem to be in that position.
Yeah. Very frustrating.
But I don't understand where the discrepancy started because 20 years ago, I was making half of what I make now and living very comfortably. Rents were stable, grocery prices were reasonable. Everything has gone up except for wages, and I don't understand how that's possible. Like someone must be profiting.
Well, yeah. All the big wigs are the ones profiting from everything.
But they claim not to be. Like my boss, if he's on par, everything's, wages haven't changed in 10 years, then he must be doing better than he was because his prices have gone up in 10 years.
Yeah.
Where does that extra go to? Is it going straight to him, or is his cost more? I don't get it. All I know is people are struggling, and people who shouldn't be struggling are struggling. I don't get it. It's over my head, apparently.
And I don't understand. Like, I mean, again, it's the same thing. Like, I see, like, friends. I mean, the only way to truly do it is to have a dual income with somebody else where you're both making decent money and working 50 to 60 hours a week.
Right. Now, with the minimum wage argument, it still makes sense to me in my mind that if I'm a minimum wage worker who's suddenly making $2 an hour more than I was last week, I'm going to start spending that money and putting it back into the economy. So the same guy who's bitching he has to pay his worker more and he can't afford it, well, that worker is going to start going to movies. He's going to start eating fast food. He's going to start doing things he couldn't afford. And that money is going to cycle back to you.
Yeah.
So
it should.
So I don't think the hike should matter. Although I do understand that if you give the minimum wage worker you made this point months and months ago when we first talked about it, that if you're making $15 an hour and I'm making 12, and then all of a sudden minimum wage is 15 and you're making the same as I am, that's clearly not fair to you.
Huh. Not at all.
Unless it's admitted that you were grossly overpaid this whole time or something like that.
I had overpaid for anything.
No. No, unfortunately, in retail, you never will be.
No, exactly.
Give me 1 second here. I'm just switching back and forth between headphone and headset here because I've got some issues going on.
Okay.
Update the world on my life real quick before we get into tonight's topics du jour. I went back to a shelter last night.
Okay.
It's absolute mayhem. It's crazy. I almost missed the streets.
Wow, really?
Oh, it's brutal. It's just deadly. It's just chaos. This is a harm reduction shelter too, which means it touts itself as a safe consumption site. Unique to Insight, whereas Insight's only a safe injection site. We only help you if you're injecting. This particular one that is also a shelter, they're anything. If you're smoking, snorting, whatever.
Oh.
And they're not regulated by the government the way we are, so Health Canada is not involved in any way. So it's just a free-for-all. Just come and do whatever you want. It's absolutely crazy.
Christ.
And it's the alternative to a legal safe injection site. This is what you end up in the alternative, a place where 2 people died this weekend because
Really?
these people don't know what they're doing, and they don't know how to help. They don't know how to supervise properly. They're not trained the way we are, and they're trying to do the best they can, but they don't know what they're doing. So it's mental. And then top that off with a homeless shelter situation where you just sleep with one eye open every night.
Yeah, I'm assuming you don't exactly get what you call good REM sleep when you're there.
Not so much. Although I must have needed it because they didn't wake my ass up till 9 o'clock this morning. But it's been 2 months since I've slept in a bed too, so it was kind of neat. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut that out of the show. I don't know. It's something. Let you know. Anyway, I'm indoors and some moderately comfortable. It could definitely be worse.
What's the weather like there right now?
Very cold.
Is it really, eh?
Like we're emergency shelters are opened up again. We're below zero at night.
Wow. It's -4 right now. With the wind gusts, it's like I think we're hitting -10 or -12 with the wind.
Yeah, we're not quite. I'd say between 0 and 4, -4 at night.
And that's really cold. I mean, so like the cold in BC is different, although it only hits like a really cold night in BC is like -4. That's like a bitter cold night. But that -4 is equal to -24 here.
That's nuts.
Because you guys got so much more moisture in the air, so it's that bitter chill that goes right fucking through you.
Yeah, and you can't get rid of it. Once it gets inside you, you're just cold.
Yeah.
I had to do my trick again yesterday where I just hopped on the SkyTrain and went back and forth to Surrey till I warmed up.
Fuck.
I managed to sleep till almost 1 in the afternoon without anyone checking on me, which is frightening and good. It's good if you're the one sleeping. It's frightening if it's a dead guy that no one's helped out for that long.
It would be.
I wake up and I go, holy crap, I slept till 1 in the afternoon. And I'm like, why did no one check on me? From 6 a.m. till 1 in the afternoon, I just went back and forth on a train. Although someone must have checked up on me because my Bluetooth headphones disappeared.
So there you go. They checked on you. They deserve to get paid, I guess.
But they didn't get my phone this time, so things are looking up.
So actually, I have a question for you. Since you're actually right in the thick of all this shit, you can give me a really good opinion on that.
Oh, I'm sure I can.
On the way into work this morning, I was listening to the CBC radio, and they were talking about, another person was found fucking dead in one of those clothing bin things in fucking Toronto or Mississauga.
Yes.
This one in particular, though, it was a woman, and apparently for like a couple of hours, she was actually like yelling, and people heard her, but nobody did anything.
Oh, wow.
And then by the time somebody came out in the morning to actually check on her, she had died and suffocated.
See, that's brutal. That's about the manslaughter, in my opinion.
That's what I said. I mean, you heard that. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Just get out there and do something.
Well,
but
yeah.
This brought out a very interesting conversation because they were talking about, they're going to talk about the drug epidemic and everything else. And one of the things that came up was this one particular guy. I don't know his name. No, I'm not smart enough to remember these types of details. It's awfully early in the morning. And he's one of these guys that's advocating for the legalization of all drugs.
Right.
He said he says that the only way to stop the overdoses, to stop the laced drugs and the shitty shit that's on the street, is to legalize it.
It'll definitely help, but it won't get rid of it.
Now, here's the thing. I was starting to accuse, he was making some valid points. I'm like, you know what, this guy's pretty smart. He knows what he's talking about. And then, ironically, well, I'm on my way home after listening to this neat podcast about neoliberalism, which I wanted to talk about, but I just don't know how to. It's way above my fucking brain power and wanting to understand. But they did this little blurb in World News about Canada with the legalization of weed.
Right.
And they did a poll, and they wanted to find out what the average cost was of weed from people as they're buying it. Since it's become legal, the average price that people are paying has gone up by over $2.
Right. I knew that was going to happen.
And the funny thing is they only had something like just over 100 people call in. And out of those 100 people, 86 people that called in are not buying it legally. They're still buying it from the street.
Exactly.
And the cost has still gone up.
Well, yeah, of course it would. Because why not? That's just now you've got a system where there's a set standard price, and everyone's going to raise their prices in according to that.
Exactly. So they've actually not only have they just fanned the black market, but they've just made it more profitable.
Yes. And,
by 17%.
And you remember, if you go back and listen, now that you're able to go back and listen to our podcasts, go back and listen to the ones for, beginning in July when this all went down, and listen to the things I said were going to happen. And they are happening pretty much verbatim. And I know if you extend the argument to drugs, as you're asking, that's the problem. Even if drugs are legal tomorrow, every drug is legal tomorrow, to a drug dealer, that doesn't change his desire to make the most money possible, which means you're not getting fentanyl out of the drugs just because they're legal. Now, if you offer a clean alternative, which is happening on a prescription basis now here in British Columbia, but the qualifications are very stringent, where you can go get legal heroin from your doctor. But it's for a very small group of people on a test basis right now. If you offer a clean alternative, you have to hope that the vast majority of people are going to take it. And then you will solve the problem. But until you bring the prices in line and make it so the best possible option is to get it from the government, then you're not going to solve this problem.
No, I actually heard about that. That was one of the things that was touched on my way in this morning. They said it's 50 people are part of that program.
Is it 50? I didn't know the exact number. I know it's open to more than that.
No, it's literally set up just for 50 people, and then it's with plan for it to expand out later.
Right.
But right now it's 50 people. That's it.
Okay, because I'm not sure that I know anyone personally who is a part of that. I know there are people that have crossed my path that are in the application process, or they know somebody who is, or whatever. But I'm not. It's not widely talked about. If it were bigger, I guess it would be where I am and where I work.
Yeah.
But no, legalization. That's why people who are in the position who know what's going on aren't pushing for blanket, flat out legalization, because it would do nothing. It doesn't help the problem. Drug dealer is still going to be trying to maximize profits, which means put fentanyl in his dope. So you're just, if it's legal, if, like you said, 85 out of 100 people are still going to their dealer, then you're not solving anything, whether that dealer is doing it legally or not. He's still going to do it at the greatest benefit to himself.
Yeah.
So I originally was a big proponent for legalization until I learned what was going on.
And then once you learn, it's all of a sudden this big clusterfuck of stupidity where they're actually making they're actually boosting the underground fucking market and making it more profitable.
Exactly.
Shocked.
And that's exactly what I said was going to happen with marijuana. I said you're going to see the black market get murkier and blacker and harder to find and way more profitable.
And it's actually fucking happening. And it's only taking
I don't just make this stuff up, people who are listening. This is part of, what if I'm right? Well, guess what? I usually am. I didn't, when I was speaking, and I know it was, I believe, there was at the end of June, and I think July 5th we talked about this, and possibly July 9th, and I know it's stupid that I know those dates, but I listen to our show a lot. I believe it's July 5th is the one you want to check out. Or July 1st, somewhere between the 1st and the 5th. We had a very extensive conversation about this. And I said, what you're going to see is the black market get more profitable and further underground. Quote for quote, I said that in July. I win.
Unfucking believable. Like I was floored when they actually did the numbers. Like you said, it was a small amount of people that called in to take part of this fucking poll, but it was just shocking to hear that it took no time at all to make this a more profitable underground market. I was just wow.
Yeah, I said it for 2 years leading up to the big unveil that they were going about it wrong, and what they need to do is get people in the know to explain to them what to do. Get some Hells Angels on your fucking panel. Get some drug dealers. Talk to somebody who knows about dealing drugs before you get into it.
Yeah.
And the government refused on all that. I don't know why. I don't know why he thought a bunch of suits around a round table at City Hall could, or Capitol Hill could figure this out when you need someone who's there, who does it. It just blows my mind how poorly this was handled. Well, it doesn't blow my mind. I'm not surprised by it, but I just can't. Now we're going to reel for the next couple of years. Successive governments are going to be reeling from trying to get this thing in order.
Yeah.
It's going to be chaos for the next, I would say, 8 to 10 years. Because no one's going to, and you're going to see I would say you're going to see interest in the government stores. Once the novelty aspect of buying weed legally wears off, no one's going to go there. No one's going to buy it. They're going to go right back to their street dealer.
See, my only thing is like with me personally, like I don't support it strictly because, well, they're just doing it all wrong. But I won't buy it street level for the simple reason that there's nothing that, like, they don't know anything about what they're fucking doing. Like, they don't know really what they're selling. Like, see where even the street dealers are selling it like a dispensary does, where they know each individual strain, they know what it's good for. If it's an industry, they know all this stuff. The street dealers in Ontario know nothing.
Right.
And it's frustrating because, like if I wanted to go and pick up, if I want to go and pick up a fucking bag of weed, if I'm buying it, I'm buying it for the sole purpose so that it'll suppress my fucking dreams so I'm not dealing with fucking my night terrors. And if I'm buying a fucking sativa, that's just going to keep me up longer. That's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating on every possible level that they could just get it so fucking wrong.
They never bothered to ask. They never bothered to query about, when they said legalize weed, I don't think they understood that weed is not a thing. You can't just, it's not like you're legalizing rice. That's a bad example too. There's a million different types of rice. I'm trying to think of something that there's only one type of. Weed is not one of them. It's such a giant smorgasbord of different things. Weed isn't just a thing. You can't just say, okay, weed's legal. Well, what weed?
Yeah.
How
do you make weed legal but you don't make hash legal? It's the same product, just processed differently.
Exactly. But no one
How do you not have CBD be legal to humans, but it's legal to pets? It makes it's so fucking wrong.
Yeah, it's just everything about it's wrong. It always has been. They never once stopped to ask what was right. And they weren't interested in public input. Why would you not get, God forbid, I hate to mention the man, but why would you not get Mark Emery involved in this? The Prince of Pot. The man the only one really who's gone to jail and kind of martyred himself, who does have extensive knowledge about the product and extensive knowledge about the market. I don't like him on a personal level because he's a celebrity whore, and I hate that. But, why didn't they have him involved right from day one, or his wife, who's not a criminal? Well, she is, but she's not convicted.
Yeah. They're stupid, but, they know their shit.
Exactly. You have to get the people who know what they're doing involved in it. This isn't something you can get out of a outdated textbook and think you know anything.
No, not at all.
Even get someone hip. Why didn't they go to Woody Harrelson? Or I said in the beginning, get Tommy Chong.
Yeah.
Huge proponent, lives here in BC. I don't know if he's a Canadian citizen or not, but that's regardless. He's a BC resident. Has 2 homes here. He's very public. Very nice guy, apparently. I haven't run into him, but...
And he's apparently the only fucking human being to smoke a joint on the balcony of the White House.
Right? Why wouldn't you ask him? Who lives here in Canada? Hey, can you take an afternoon out, fly out to Ottawa, or we'll fly out to see you, and you explain this to us? Because we're trying to legalize it in a way that makes sense. No. They tried to rush it and get it ready in time to make it look like Trudeau could keep one of his promises. And and
then look what's happened.
Yeah. It's something successive governments are going to pay for years and years to come, liberal or not. I would probably venture a guess. Now, this isn't a prediction. This is just it wouldn't surprise me if the next government scrapped the whole plan altogether.
I don't think they will be able to at this point. I don't think they'll be able to scrap it, but I think when the Conservatives go in next, because that's just how politics go.
Yeah.
You get in for your 8 years or you don't, but it's always just between the two parties. So I think when the Conservatives go in, they're going to turn it all into privatization. That's when you're going to see the market cost drop. But I think you're also going to see the quality drop.
Yeah.
But you're going to see a bigger market of everything else that'll be available. So
the big problem between now and then is, what do you do with the ALR adjustments that they're looking at now? What do you do with that's the Agricultural Land Reserve, for those of you who don't know. There's big questions on what part of the Agricultural Land Reserve is going to be devoted to marijuana farms. That's a big thing. And in the time between, while we figure this out, that's going to have to be figured out as well. and it muddies those waters. Everything just gets fucked up because they rushed into something they had no business rushing into. They could have asked Eric and Gord, for Christ's sake, and we could have done a better job of this. And I don't even smoke the shit. But if you want, God, I don't know why it's so difficult for people. You want go to the source if you want the answer. How hard is that?
Like, if you're going to build a fucking house, you don't go to a plumber and say, how do I build a house?
No.
You go to a architect.
You don't go to the guy from the Home Depot commercial.
No.
You know, that's not a real guy. In case you guys don't know, the commercials are fake people. You know, Daryl at Save On Foods, that's not a dude. That's just a guy they made up. Daryl's Deals. Galen Weston runs the fucking company. And there's no fat guy named Daryl who has anything to do with anything. That's just something they made up for TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they do it all the time. There is no Wendy. She's not a real girl.
Although it was based off of his niece.
Yes, but still, his niece has nothing to do with the company.
Nothing whatsoever.
It's a made-up guy. The couple on the Canadian Tire commercials that used to be on, they don't care. They don't shop there probably even. They're actors. The new fat guy who I love. I think he's hilarious, but he's just an actor. People don't know this. That you can't rely on these people. They're not real.
Exactly.
That bugs me a lot. People like that. You know the guy? I'm not just a president. I'm also a member. No, you're neither. You're an actor.
I'm also a client. No, you're not. You're a paid actor. Get the fuck out of here.
I would love to do those kind of commercials. I could be that guy. Hi there. I'm a guy who knows stuff about things. No, I'm a guy who's paid to read this. It's going to happen on this show as soon as we possibly can. I've got our name out there to be chosen by anyone who wants me to read about their company. I get a very substantial payment if I do so, and it's going to happen 3 times an episode as soon as someone comes online. And frankly, people, I'm going to tell you, I don't care who it is. I don't care what I'm advertising. I'm going to say it's the greatest thing in the world because I get $45 to do so. So, you know, I don't want you people thinking that this is something, you know, oh, Eric, he uses that thing. He's talking. No, he doesn't. He gets paid to say that.
Yeah, I'm just paid that I use it.
Yeah, you know, especially in a radio perspective where you hear the DJs, they just start talking to ourselves. Hey, that reminds me about how I used Sierra Sil Formula Ford. No, he doesn't. He gets paid to say that. It's part of the thing.
It's a script he was handed an hour before the show started.
Yeah, you know, the best part is I get to write my own.
Yeah.
And they'll approve it or not. Like, they get final approval, obviously, but I still get to write the commercial myself and then hand it in for approval. And if they like it, then I do it. So I never
end up being just like that fucking Howard Stern thing he did on his show where, like, in the very beginning, where he's doing an advertising for this company. He's like, oh, I love this business. They're a great company. I've been going there since I was a kid. And, yeah, awesome business. Loved it. Big family thing, blah, blah. So they're having their grand opening this weekend. Oh. Yeah, I just busted. I've never been there before. I just lied.
Well, you get that sense of how I would do it now. Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm here to talk about this thing that I love. No, I don't. I'm really good at throwing in the little. I'm not going to name names, Gord, but I'm going to.
I'm not going to name names, Gord, but
you know, and I'll be able to talk about. I'm going to. Well, I should probably not say on the air what I'm going to do, but I can do stuff like that. I want to say that I'm a big fan of Dollarama, even though I'm not. They're the greatest company that
I have not been shopping at Dollarama for fucking years.
Exactly. I'll make it subtle and I'll get paid a lot of money. But the point I'm trying to make, everybody, everything is always fake. Like, you know, especially in the entertainment world, it's all fake. Everything's fake. And it's amazing how fake it is. Like, it's things that don't need to be fake or fake. When they filmed Rumble in the Bronx here, they came and put fake graffiti over our real graffiti. To film the scenes.
Amazing.
They were trying to make it look like the Bronx. Now I understand they did, just in case there happened to be gangland tags on the graffiti. They didn't want to make it look like the movie was advertising a particular gang. So when they explained that, then that made sense to me. But just the fact that they need to put fake graffiti over real graffiti, it seems like a cost that doesn't need to exist.
Right.
But yeah, everything is fake to that degree. Like I didn't. The most amazing thing I saw was Jennifer Aniston when I saw her filming a scene for a movie, and all she does is drive a car 10 feet. And so Jennifer Aniston comes out, she gets in the car, they go action. She drives 10 feet. Now she gets out, another person comes in and backs up the vehicle, and then they reset everything, and then she comes out. Like she doesn't even back up the car herself. Someone else backs it up, and then she gets in, she drives forward 10 feet, cut, do it again. And it's what? Why can't you just get her to back up the car? She's already in the car.
Yeah, I can't have that.
No, that's just like the degree to which everything is manufactured and fake and just not. It's mind-boggling. So trust no one, except for me and Gord.
Except for us. That's it.
We are absolutely the most genuine thing you're going to hear, and that people are starting to realize that. And that's why, sorry, I forgot to get to this. That's why I was interviewed today by a Scottish newspaper that we're never going to hear of, probably. An Edinburgh newspaper. Very interested, in my opinion, exclusively. And I actually got paid for it. Because Scotland is mulling over opening their first legal injection site to much fanfare and protest in their country. But in the city of Edinburgh, they're considering it, and they wanted my opinion on how I think that would go.
What did you say?
Oh, well, obviously I'm a huge fan of the idea. But I very extensively told them how they have to tread you're always balancing a fine line between helping and enabling. And that's the problem. You don't want to become just a big enabling center. Nobody wants that. That's not the point. So,
counterproductive.
Very kind of cool though that when the city of Edinburgh sent their big newspaper man over to our humble little city, the city turned to Eric for the answer. My organization, they came to me yesterday, actually, the heads of my organization, and said, "Would you please do this interview? We need you, and only you can do this." And I wrestled with the idea and thought, sure, I guess. I don't like to be the spotlight like that, but
yeah, you hate that.
I hate being in the spotlight. I don't like giving my opinion on things.
No.
But they dragged it out of me, and I thought I would take one for the team. When the actual the head of the company, who we never see, I didn't even think she was real for a long time. She came to me directly, so then they need me.
That's so fucking funny.
It was pretty cool. The true story is they did come to me yesterday and they said, "Hey, well, would you mind doing this for us? We think you'd be we need you as the face." Yeah, I can do that.
I have that ability. I can do that shit. Yeah, absolutely.
My media presence is starting to take notice around the world now. This is a Scottish thing. I'll try to find it if I can. But I don't know. It could be a very obscure little Edinburgh thing. I don't know how big Edinburgh is.
It's very well known.
And per capita, their drug problem is as bad as ours. They have not dealt with fentanyl yet. It hasn't made it there yet, thank God. But it's it's creeping up fast. You can track it like a tornado. It's gonna hit any day now. And especially as the Chinese take over the world, and more Chinese spread out and start distributing this stuff worldwide, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hey, maybe it's the Chinese way of cleaning up the streets before they get here.
It's, again, not necessarily a bad idea.
Right? Let's wipe out a few thousand of the worst before we move in.
Right, exactly. It's like that fucking Alberta town. They just ship all the homeless out to a different town.
Yeah.
Yeah. We solved the problem. No, you didn't. You moved the problem. There's a big difference, asshole.
Hey, they did that here for the Olympics. It was amazing. There wasn't one homeless guy here for 2 weeks. Downtown Vancouver, just empty. Where's all your homeless? We don't have them.
Yeah, it's just a fake news.
Meanwhile, Broadway and Commercial is hemorrhaging because they've got 2,000 new people hanging out at A&W.
Oh, that's just so spectacular.
They had a mandate where police could just pick you up and relocate you with no reason whatsoever. You weren't under arrest. But they could grab you and move you in your shit. They did. For 2 weeks, it looked like
basement of the natives all over again.
Oh yeah. I love that. Just move them to a whole other city. There you go. Welcome to the town of homeless.
Nobody will notice. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. That's another one of those ideas. That's right. Because governments want ideas that happen within their tenure, right? Like, so you've got for the federal government, you've got 4 years to show this thing off. Oh, look what we did in our 4 years. Most of these are 15-year plans. That's why nothing ever happens on a municipal level. I'm going to tear down the Georgia Viaducts. Well, that's going to take about 5 years, and you're going to be out of office in 3. How do you think that's going to go for you?
Well, for the first 3 years, it's going to go great.
And then the next government gets in and goes, we're gonna rebuild the viaducts. Well, we're halfway through tearing them down. That's probably not going to work real well. So you end up with what we have, which is what happened with the viaduct problem to begin with. They were never finished. The next government never continued them. They just sat there doing nothing. It was a huge plan that went nowhere, and no government was willing to pick it up again, and now it's just a nightmare.
Go figure.
And that's...
Oh, did you hear, by the way, there's some pipeline news?
Oh, yes, I certainly did.
That the native chief and the police have reached an agreement that the natives are going to allow the cops onto the land, but they're only allowed to do surveys and something else. They're not allowed to actually build or construct anything.
Right.
I think it's pretty fucking fascinating and kind of humorous.
I think what's really fascinating is John Horgan now so pro-pipeline.
Yeah.
And saying, well, I'm no longer a protester. I just have to do the best I can for my constituents. You two-faced piece of shit. I'm sorry, I have been nice until we were allowed to swear on this show. You're a piece of shit.
Welcome to the dark side.
Come on. Are you kidding me? You're going to stand there and act like you have anything to do with this? You're the reason we're where we are with this fucking position. You're the reason we have to send police up there. Where were you 4 years ago when we should have been dealing with this? Sitting there going, I'm a protest, I'll fight, blah, 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 blah. Now, well, you lost that fight. Now you're on the other side pretending like you were a part of it. This is some victory for you. No, you're a piece of shit. You're a political piece of shit just like every other one of them.
How's your pocketbook lining since you flipped sides, asshole?
Just ridiculous. The fact that this is even a thing. And no, I'm sorry, natives, they flip-flop as soon as the check is big enough. That's all they're waiting for. We should have let them deal directly with Kinder Morgan. This thing would have been done months ago.
Yeah, you ain't kidding there.
This fucking, we weren't consulted. They didn't consult enough. There's 157 million tribes. How many do we have to consult with?
2.
And most of them are not hereditary chiefs anyway.
No.
A lot of these people they don't have rights to the claims they're claiming that rights to. And, I'm sorry. It's so convoluted and so ridiculous. We can all, I'm sure there's somewhere along the line I have roots deep enough that I could be protesting this fucking thing and get some money out of it too if I wanted to. There's a point where we have to stop with the consultation, especially with the assholes who've just signed a deal with the Aquilinis to destroy the other end of the Burrard Inlet. we can't have the pipeline because it's going to destroy the inlet at the second Narrows Bridge, but we could have a massive multi-billion-dollar development deal that's going to destroy the Lionsgate Bridge side.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't. Not at all.
It's not about consultation. It's not about the environment. It's about money. It always has been.
Yep.
And, you know, where was the public outcry over this Aquilini deal? It's the same water, getting the same problems. It's only if you look from where I'm standing, it's fucking 12 inches away from each other. I'm looking down on the whole thing. It's like literally I can spread my arms there. There's one bridge, there's the other. This is the span we're talking about. It's my arm's width. Don't do that, kids. Take a geography class. That's not how it works.
No. But
regardless, it's okay at that end. Now these are the same 5 families. Tribe, whatever you call it, what they want to be called. The same clans, whatever they are. The same
tribe. Sorry.
It's the Tsleil-Waututh, the Squamish Nation, and the third one. I don't know. It's the same ones that are fighting. They're fighting on one end and signing deals on the other. The same piece of water. So it's ridiculous. And I don't know if it's going to go anywhere with this one up north. With the natives can fight it, but it's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
If it goes to a civil war, which I'm sure it could, I think that's ultimately what has to happen. I would like that to happen because we'll go in there with the military and crush them and get the job done.
What military? I mean, we got 2 good snipers, and that's about the extent of the Canadian military. I mean, like, the rest of them are just straight up peacekeepers. They're going to show up with a gun, going, I don't use guns. That's not why I joined the army.
True.
The
military has 1 submarine. West Edmonton Mall has 2.
Yeah, what does that tell you?
I don't know. Yeah, the pipeline thing is hilarious because we're all getting behind the LNG pipeline now. So
that's fine.
That's okay. Because we're back on LNG because we can't develop the oil fast enough. Christy Clark must be just kicking back somewhere with a big glass of scotch, laughing her ass off.
She's in there bleaching her asshole with fucking.
Yeah. Now we're all over the LNG that she was pushing so hard that we fought against. Because we can't get the oil. It's not coming. Oh, shit. What do we do now? You got to build something.
I think plus a paycheck. That's what they do.
You got to build something at some point. That's you can't be anti-human. And then they're starting to realize that now, that without development, you might save the environment, but you're killing the people.
Yeah.
What are we saving the environment for? Unless we genuinely want to remove humans from the equation.
Jesus, yeah. I mean, speechless.
And there are those people. There are people who want humans. They are genuinely save the planet, get rid of the human. They're militant in that sense. And those people are crazy. But if you want humans to progress and survive, then we need to develop. I'm sorry, that's how it works.
No, if you want humans to survive, you need to wipe out a whack of the population and start over.
Well, that would be a big help, too.
That's the only solution. Because you either do a one-world government, which everybody seems to be against. Can't have the New World Order. You can't have that. You can't have a one government because it's a one government. If it's a one sort of planet thing, then you lose all forms of individuality. I'm sorry, but everything is about mixing races right now. There's individual races don't even exist anymore.
They really don't.
Because everybody's fucking everybody.
Yeah.
So it's just a giant planet full of mixed breeds. So, I don't know. Just shut the fuck up. I
think like we think that there's some giant divide between us that doesn't exist, but we seem to think it does. And that's what we're scared of losing. We've fought so long for our individual patriotism that we forget that it's false. It's a made-up concept. It doesn't matter.
No.
At the end of the day, your flag doesn't matter. Where you fly it from doesn't. It's all fake.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, buddy.
A human's a human. That's it. There's no fundamental difference between us. This is why, dogs don't have this problem. Wild animals don't have this problem. They understand they're all the same.
And they know their fucking respective roles in their groupings.
I don't know what I'm buying here. I'm here buying nothing. I came to Dollarama with a craving. Because we talked about Dollarama, and I happen to be
I was going to say, we talked about Dollarama, so now you're just filling that void.
I am. Well, they've got these little cookies I like, and they're $1. I mean, you can't go wrong when you're buying things for $1.
I cannot shop. Dollarama, if you ever want to hit us up for a fucking sponsorship, you're going to talk to Eric, not to Gord. Gord doesn't like you. I don't trust anything. I love it when people who talk about Dollarama, oh, no, you don't shop Dollarama. And then a week fucking later, they're like, oh, my God, I can't believe I bought this piece of shit. It doesn't work. You bought it for the Dollarama. You have no fucking reason to complain anymore. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, shoot, I don't have $1. Oh, no, yeah, I totally agree. I wouldn't, I'm always amazed when I buy a pair of headphones here and they don't work the next day.
Right?
Well, they were $1.
Which means somewhere they only cost about 10 cents to make.
If that, yeah, you're right. Thank you very much. And you get what you pay for. I always look at it. Well, I got a $1.25 pair of headphones. And there we go. The store is now closed.
Oh.
Yeah, no. For $1.25, I add up the listening hours I got out of them, and I go, yeah, that's about right. If I there's something going on down the street I might have to check out. You don't go to Dollarama expecting quality and then bitch when you don't get it. It's shitty things sold for shitty prices for a reason.
I actually heard a conversation at work the other day between two different fucking couples, and they were talking about fucking the dollar store because there's one in the parking lot where I fucking work, and it was the most amazing conversation because they were making fun of a friend of one of them was making their making fun. Like, oh my God, my friend goes in there and they act buy cleaning products from the dollar store. Right. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, but that's for me. That's the only reason why I go shopping there. Yeah. You can buy the same cleaning products you'd buy anywhere else, and it's a fraction of the fucking price. And I'm sitting there trying to wonder, I'm like, well, then why are you there? And they're like, oh no, like when I go there to buy my cake mix and to buy my mixing spoon. But you realize that they're made from toxic chemicals and they're not good. That you will buy, but you won't buy a cleaning solution that's just full of harmful. And you're judging somebody for doing it? Well, yourself are not there? This is incredible.
That's people.
Yeah. I was listening to the conversation. I had to kind of shut myself down for a little bit because I'm like, wow, like it's that person who stands at McDonald's eating a burger and watches the fat guy walk in going, you really shouldn't be eating here. This food's bad for you. You're eating it? Shut your fucking mouth.
No, that's the nature of people.
People suck.
People do suck. Anyone who drives a car and then bitches about air pollution.
Yeah.
You're stupid and you suck.
Leonardo DiCaprio, talk about the environment, and then flies his private jet all over the world.
Right? David Suzuki, God love him, is one of the worst.
Yeah.
The entourage of people that tour around with him, the carbon footprint every time he goes on a book tour is absurd. His book's about saving the world. And the same could be said for Al Gore, by the way. He didn't exactly ride his bike around filming that documentary.
No. It would have been funny if he had, but no, he didn't.
No. Sorry, the truth is a little too convenient, isn't it?
Yeah. You see what he just did there, Gord? Fuck you. You and your perverted fucking wife, Tipper.
They're all frauds. People are frauds. And people they know it. That's why they try to point out someone else's, you buy your cleaning products at Dollarama. You buy shit there too.
People. And I still don't understand. This is what sucks about being so good at being sales. I have to deal with these people.
Well, I just go there for my cake mix. How is that different?
Why are you going there for your cake mix? Like,
because they spend so much on their fucking cleaning products. They have to.
I go there to save money so I can buy my cleaning products somewhere else. I mean, wow. Oh, my brain just fucking hurt from that.
Every time I think about people, my brain hurts. That's why I try not to.
It's just painfully fucking brutal. Wow.
It is. And then we don't solve things. We don't want to solve things.
No. That's why there's no cure for cancer still.
No. Well, that's just economical. If you cured cancer tomorrow, we'd all be broke.
That'd be it.
A great many people would be out of jobs. Look at how much money do cancer researchers make every year?
Billions.
Well, what happens if they don't have to research anymore? What do they do?
You create a new disease and start working on that one.
Apparently Apparently there's a cure for MRSA somewhere in Russia that they're not releasing.
And you already figured out what it is.
Well, I just have it naturally.
Yeah, don't say that too loudly. There's some fucking government's going to fucking scoop you up one day.
I figured it out on my own. I cured the shit. Why? I said I'm better than you.
And it wasn't government funded, and I didn't do it for millions of dollars.
No, it's just I didn't have time to deal with it, and it went away.
Oh,
real people with real problems don't have time to deal with shit.
Yeah.
Well, I have a terminal illness? No, I'm cured now. I've got shit to do today.
What was that famous line by Jesse Ventura in Predator? Bleed. I ain't got time to bleed. Catch a disease? I ain't got time for that.
Exactly.
Fine.
This is why people need to start listening to Eric and Gord. We solve problems. And don't worry, I'll create a whole host of problems once I solve these ones. It's okay. I'm good at that, too.
There's a reason why placebo effect works. There's a reason for it. The human mind is much more powerful than we will ever give it credit for. You get sick, you tell yourself to get better. You will get better.
It works more than you would think. And that's kind of my only option most of the time.
That's what you just want to say. You keep getting the reoccurring, and one day you're just like, you know what? This is bullshit. Yeah. I'm done with this fucking disease. Hey, you don't have the disease anymore. Good.
Doctors are perplexed. This shouldn't be happening. You haven't been
on the cover of Reader's Digest.
I should be. I just made it not happen anymore.
Does Reader's Digest still exist?
I don't know, because in my entire 40 years of existence, I've never seen a new one.
Oh, my mom used to sign up for them.
Well, I think mine did too, but I never saw a new one. I'd always find ones from like the 80s and be like, what?
Oh, my mom had one of the largest collections of fucking of that fucking magazine or book.
I wonder if it does still exist. Because those are the most pointless publications. There was never anything in it.
I love the publication. I liked it for like the 6 different types of joke pages they had.
Man, laughter is the best medicine, and
laughter's the best medicine. I can't even think what they all were now. Kids Corner.
Quippable quips or whatever.
Clippable clips. Yeah.
Quotable, I don't remember.
Quotable.
If you guys are hearing that wonderful noise in the background, that is the infamous steam clock.
That's a what?
The steam clock.
Is
Huge
that
tourist attraction here in Gastown, beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm sure people are just wowed and amazed when they come from around the world to see this clock shoot steam out every hour.
That thing scared the shit out of me first time I ever fucking heard it. I didn't know what was going on. I walked by, there's a bunch of people standing there. I'm like, the fuck are these? It's a fucking clock. Move on, people. And right as I walked by, I was like, I almost shit myself.
And there's 1,000 people gathered around waiting for it, and then it starts, and they go, okay, what happens now? No, that's it. That's
Nothing.
what happens.
You've seen it. There it is. It's peaked.
Every hour, it does it.
Have you ever stood by the cannon over on the seawall?
Oh, yeah. It does the lunchtime warning.
No, there's the evening one. It goes off at like,
yeah.
So what time is it? Like 7 o'clock or something?
Yeah, it's the same one.
That's the same one. Yeah, that thing is fucking loud.
Oh yeah, huge.
Oh, Christ!
That was to announce. It announced the time. It was lunchtime and the dinner time. That's what it does.
I didn't know it did it twice. I thought it was just in the evening.
Yeah, no, it does it at noon as well. Right at noon sharp. And then if you're
really?
Then you can adjust your watch accordingly if you're 1,000 miles away.
Oh.
And you go, oh, okay, now it's noon. Now I know. I don't know what's going on here. There's a huge 3 fire trucks and a pulled-over bus and something going on down here.
Ooh. Go jump in the middle and say, all right, guys, I'm here to help.
All right,
what do you want me to do?
Can we talk about our feelings, guys? You got a minute?
There's some woman in the back who's going to yell, it's not about you.
I don't know what it's about, but wow, this is. I think it looks like they're getting ready to leave. So whatever it is, I've missed all the fun.
Oh, that sucks. See if you can interview one of the fire department guys.
About his relationship.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, so what happened?
Hey, Eric from Anchor.fm. I'm a little late to the scene here. Can you guys bring me up to speed?
See, what happened? I heard it was a bomb scare. And the flame.
I don't know. There's what do we got here? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 firemen in a circle. Those aren't the ones moving the trucks. I can't tell what they were down here for, but I'm assuming there was a fire of some kind.
Oh.
Or at the very least, an alarm. People are still drinking in the candy, so they seem unaffected.
That's not surprising.
Well, I would imagine the candy could be on fire right now, and these people would finish their beer pong before they left.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate that the Canby's turned into a college bar. It just bugs the hell out of me. I used to love it when there were 3 people in there and 2 of them didn't want to be. That was when it was my favorite place to hang out.
I've only ever drinking there once.
Back in the good old days, you couldn't pay people to come here. And now it's like a 2-day wait to get in.
Go figure. Hipsters. Fuck them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what these trucks are doing. They're all pointed at the building directly across from the Canby, which is I'm not sure what the building is. It's got a large parkade attached to it. Maybe something happened in the parkade.
Ooh. Are there lights on and shit?
Yeah, but whatever it is, we've missed out on the action. They're all just in a big huddle talking. I never get to see anything cool.
I saw part of the filming of Adventures in Babysitting Part 2, which has still never been released.
Probably with good reason.
Like, I still remember talking to the security guard. I'm like, hey, what are you guys filming? He goes, don't worry about it. Just keep going. I'm like, what are you filming? He goes, seriously, don't worry about it. I'm like, why won't you tell me? He goes, because I'm embarrassed. I'm like, what movie is it? He goes, Adventures in Babysitting 2. Is Elizabeth doing it? He goes, no, nobody is.
Yeah, no, nobody ever. And, it was necessary because the first one left so many unanswered questions.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck.
I love sequels, unnecessary sequels.
They are spectacular.
Most of I don't know. Some of them must make money, but some of them you got to think right out of the gate. This is a loser.
Most of these remakes are a fucking loser.
Well, the remakes are just embarrassing now, the ones they're doing. But I know I have a friend who wrote a sequel, who was part of it, and was shameless in saying it was he was getting an obscene salary for doing it, and that's why he was doing it. And it was not going to be a good film.
What was the movie?
That was Air Bud 4, which I'm an extra in. I got to be an extra.
Speaking of, by the way, movies that never got fucking shot. Tony Hawk, famous skateboarder. Everybody knows Tony Hawk.
Of course.
When the fuck was it? In the early 90s, early 90s, I think it was, or mid 90s. He got approached by Warner Brothers to do a movie, an animated movie called Skate Jam.
Really?
And it was going to, and the whole thing, and the whole thing ended up getting squashed because I can't remember what it was. Something happened, and the whole idea got thrown to the fucking pit. They said, no, we're not doing it. But it was why they ended up doing Space Jam later on.
Shut up.
And it was supposed to be Skate Jam, was the very first version. And Tony Hawk was given one of the original art line pieces that they had written, that they had done up as one of the little screenshot things. And somebody presented it to him. And he's like, holy fuck, I haven't thought about that in a long time. Yeah, that was supposed to happen. And then he was going to get paid like a buttload of money for it when he was younger, and he was going to, it was going to be a big thing for him. Then boom, the whole thing didn't work.
But why did they end up ultimately going with Michael Jordan in the entire NBA?
Yeah, but there was something about it that happened that had to do with, oh my God. I'm going to have to go and read his post again. I can't remember, but there's a reason why they ended up scrapping it. It was it was a big deal. Like something major happened, and it was like really bad for the studio.
Wow.
So they ended up not doing it.
What a different movie that would have been. I wonder if they still would have got Bill Murray.
I don't know. What I'm amazed by is I just can't believe they haven't turned around and did it afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
Like when Space Jam hit and became massive, why not do Skate Jam right after?
There is a significant lack of skateboard movies. Have you noticed there's very few movies devoted to the art of skating? Obviously, the amazing Gleaming the Cube with Sir Christian Slater.
Yeah.
The
Sir Christian Slater.
The definitive skateboarding movie, in my opinion. The only really good one where a team of young malcontents has to solve a crime on their skateboards.
I never did see that one.
Oh, you never saw Gleaming the Cube?
No, I never saw it.
Oh, this is your homework for you got to figure it out. Find it online somehow. Anybody listening, send Gord a copy of Gleaming the Cube. It's just a group of skateboarders. They're punks. They're and one of his brother's girlfriend or something like that gets kidnapped. And no one will take it seriously, so the skateboarders have to do it.
I don't know, maybe I have seen it.
And he comes up with this awesome metal skateboard that goes really fast.
I do know that movie. Oh my fucking God, that's right.
The metal skateboard where the trucks don't break, and he can go up to big speeds while he's riding on the back of vehicles.
Oh my God, I fucking totally forgot about that movie.
It's god awful. It's great. It's great in my eyes because I love it, but it's a bad movie, really. Just cheesy as hell. It's Pump Up the Volume.
Yes.
But around that same era.
Oh my God! Did you know that did a movie called BMX Kids or something like that?
Oh, there's Rad.
There's Rad, yeah, that's another one.
All about BMX culture. There's lots of BMX movies.
But yet, not many skateboard movies.
Where are the skateboard movies? Why are they not being made?
Kind of heartbreaking when you think about it, isn't it?
It's been a gigantic sport, recognized as an actual sport since 1964. Why has it not grabbed a movie? I mean, especially in the height when the video games started coming out.
Yeah, especially what was that? What's Tony Hawk's fucking video game? What was that called? Street Skater? No.
What the hell is his game?
Because I mean, that was a huge fucking deal.
See, that's a problem with kids getting stupider, which we started. Our generation started the kids getting stupider. We just always called it Tony Hawk. Hey, Tony Hawk 4.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't know the name of it.
No, it did have a name, didn't it?
Yeah, it actually did.
And they made a bunch of them.
Yeah, they did.
I was never any good at them.
I never played them, so I don't know.
I had one of them. I don't remember which one it was, but I sucked. I've never been good at video games. But yeah, you would think right around then that's a movie you should have been. Where's a good skateboarding movie? Why can't they write one?
Huh. What if we're right? Do you think it'd be a good idea? I think it'd be a good idea.
I think it's gonna. I think this is my new project. Once I finish all my other projects, I got to write a good skateboarding movie.
I fully support that idea.
I don't know what it would be about. Maybe that's the problem. Skaters don't really do much. But I mean, you've got the surfer. You got endless walls and walls of surfing movies.
Oh my God, isn't that the truth?
Blue Crush by.
Which I have to admit, I own it.
Just fantastic. One surfer in the whole goddamn movie.
Yeah, one actual surfer.
Snowy Lakes is the one female surfer who she trained the whole cast, and she's in the movie. You could tell that she's never acted before in her life. There's some famous dudes. Who are the dudes in there? I forget. Some band or is it
Wait,
Korn?
there's dudes in that movie?
Is it Korn? I think it's Korn.
I don't remember there even being guys in the movie. I just remember the hot chick in the bikini.
Yeah, no, and there's the guys that are like, oh, hey, chicks can't surf there. Go back to the kitchen, fucking surfing spot for chicks. Those guys, there's somebody famous plays those guys. I don't remember who. Not nearly as memorable as, of course, the Red Hot Chili Peppers in Point Break.
Oh, so good.
Classic. A great movie about Where's the skateboarding movie?
Yeah.
On par with Point Break, which they remade. My God.
Yeah, and what the fuck was that about? Like, I mean, that was terrible.
Oh, it was just, I knew it would be. I mean, you can't remake Point Break. Come on.
No. Fuck no.
You don't.
It's like remaking Platoon. You just don't. You don't do it.
My God, who you think you're gonna ever be able to top the powerhouse cop duo of Gary Busey and Keanu Reeves?
No,
Come
never.
on.
That's just not even smart thinking.
Like when I think superhero cop team, Gary Busey always is the one of the team.
Oh, top number one pick every time.
But you can't remake a movie like that, and that's the problem with these remakes. Not only are they remaking ones that don't need to be remade, they're remaking ones that they couldn't possibly ever get better than.
Yeah, like Ghostbusters.
Well, they just went to completely fucking banana hammock on that one. I don't even know what they were thinking.
I don't know, but every time I voice an opinion about it, women get mad at me for saying that the movie sucked. I'm like, I'm not saying the movie sucked because I'm just saying I refuse to watch it.
The movie doesn't suck because there's 4 women in it. The movie sucks because it's a bastardization of a classic. They got everything wrong. They went for the completely wrong types of humor. They missed all the jokes, and it doesn't work.
No.
I didn't think remaking it was a good idea. I thought maybe a sequel if they got all 4 on board, and all 4 wouldn't do it. Bill Murray absolutely refused.
Yeah.
So right then, it's dead in the water, in my opinion. You couldn't get all four. All you could get was Winston and Ray.
Was it Ray or was it Egon?
No, Egon's dead.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. He's dead. Haleman was dead.
Who wrote the first one, by the way, so... do you have singles? I did 3 singles. So yeah, you don't have Peter Venkman, you don't have Egon Spengler, you don't have a goddamn movie. Leave it alone.
Yeah, just let it die. Fine.
And they knew that, so they went, well, let's go the complete opposite direction and put 4 chicks. Thank you very much. It's 4 chicks who I didn't see working well together. I haven't seen the film. I probably never will.
No, because the only thing it had going for it was that Melissa McCarthy was in it.
Sure. But even Melissa McCarthy can't save a giant piece of crap.
No.
That's a mistake people commonly make, that, oh, this hot, funny actor can do anything. No.
No.
They can't. You can't put a great actor in a piece of shit and expect them to save it. It happens. It always happens. But it's just a movie full of icons like that. I mean, they're iconic. All 4 of them are iconic in their own way. You can't replace them and expect it to hold up. It's never going to work. You can't redo Animal House. You can't redo Ghostbusters. You can't redo Point Break. Come on.
No.
Bodhi and Utah are legendary. That's a Patrick Swayze role. You can't put anyone else in that role.
No, it's like the fact that they want to redo fucking what's the movie? Men in Black. They're gonna do another Men in Black with none of the original cast.
No, and I've heard the cast now. I forget. It's like Chris Hemsworth or something stupid.
I mean, I like Chris Hemsworth. I mean,
sure, yeah, no, nothing wrong with him as an actor, but you just can't. It's just yeah. The movie, we don't care about the story. Okay, no one cared about Men in Black, the story. It was the 2 actors made it what it was.
Yeah, absolutely it did.
And then you do your mandatory sequel to sell toys. You got the funny dog and fucking throw in Johnny Knoxville, because why not? That's fine, but then let it die at that. You know, once you've got Knoxville and a talking dog, then you don't do another one. You stop there. That's you're jumping the shark with the talking dog and Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the way, stop putting Johnny Knoxville in movies. That would help a lot.
I love Johnny Knoxville, but he's such a he's only, in my opinion, he's only actually acted well once. That was in Walking Tall.
I got no problem with Johnny Knoxville. He made a great career out of getting the shit beat out of him. That's it, but he's not an actor.
No.
You can't just take people that are popular for a minute and stick them in something and they're going to be. It doesn't work. He's not an actor. He's not funny. He's funny when he gets kicked in the balls by his friends. That's funny.
Yeah.
But you can't. Stop putting Knoxville. He shows up in the most random shit. The god awful Dukes of Hazzard. There's another one that didn't need to be touched.
Oh. And I mean, I have to admit, I was. To see what's her name in fucking as Daisy Duke.
Oh, God bless you. They could have just made that the movie. Would have been fine. Just the music video she did for it.
But no.
Jessica Simpson, whose younger sister actually follows me on Twitter.
Yes, she does.
There you go. Just thought I'd point that out. I got an in there. We can give Daisy Duke a call. She hasn't done much recently. Hey, Daisy Duke, we got a Dukes of Hazzard sequel for you. It's called Eric and Gord. The Dukes of Melton.
I think we got ourselves a winner.
We'll be skateboarders. Instead of the General Lee, we'll have skateboards. It's all coming together.
There it is. We just nailed it.
Oh my God! I've got great ideas for if we're gonna go that route. We want to go Hollywood. I've got a great treatment for a show that could actually star you. It's a great TV show called Cop and Bear. where it's just a cop show, but one of the cops happens to be a bear. And it's just cop and bear. And I'll drive. It's just a bear. It's not even a cop. It's just a cop with a bear. And he's like, get him, bear. And the bear chases down the criminal. It'd be a great show. People would love cop and bear.
Oh, I would enjoy that. I would watch the shit out of that.
He's got like a uniform cop. There's nothing funny, like weird about it. It just happens to be a bear instead of a partner. He's not in a uniform. It's not kitschy or stupid. It's just a cop and a bear. Who's gonna, it's a deterrent to fight crime if you think you might get mauled by a bear.
Which you gotta admit, that's a pretty fucking good. I'd be terrified.
Yeah, right? If you were about to do a crime, and you're like, hey, I'm going to do this crime, and then I will collect the profits of my crime, and then all of a sudden a bear is about to stop you, you'd probably stop.
I'd stop. Absolutely.
Bears are scary shit.
Terrified.
They scare the bejesus out of me. They're cute. This is all hell. I stopped. There was one on the highway one time, just rolling around being a bear, just enjoying life. And I stopped and watched it for like 2 hours. It was the greatest thing. But it was across the street and very not interested in me. But they're a scary animal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why I still maintain if I ever get in the federal government, I will write an amendment like the American Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. I think we should have the right to arm bears.
Give them a fighting chance.
You know what? Who's going to invade a country if you think that an 8-foot grizzly with a MAC-10 is standing there waiting for you?
I'd think twice. I wouldn't do it. No way.
No tourists terrorists are going to invade a country guarded by bears with guns. That's it. You don't. And that's I think once we decide to finally smarten up and separate from the world and stand alone as Canada with no trading partners because we don't need them. No one involved. We're just Canada on our own. We don't trade. We don't immigrate. Nothing. We're just on our own. And we have a vicious force of bears to protect us.
I mean, they're tough. We know that. So
ultimately, we don't need people. That's the thing. I'm sorry. I know we've gone way off base here and somehow reverted back to politics. And still haven't got to. Well, I guess we sort of covered the pipeline thing, which I wanted to talk about. And you brought that up.
Yeah, I brought it up, not you.
Yeah, well, thank you. I meant to get to it. There's just so much else going on in the world right now. I can't even handle it. But yeah, I think ultimately that would be great, and that's something we're never going to do. But as a country, we could, and in a perfect world, that's what we do. We just shut down Canada. It's proven we don't need anyone. We can sustain ourselves on what we've got right here in Canada. Sustain Canadians for as long as we need. We could just shut the doors and go, no, go away. Canada's out of business. Sorry.
I think that Trump should put the wall on the Canadian border so we can just be separated from them and just call it a day.
Oh, absolutely. We should have thrown up a wall across the 49th parallel years ago. It just said, no, until you guys figure your shit out, you're cut off.
That's it.
But we're scared.
No more maple syrup for you. Fuck off.
Oh, God, it would be mayhem around the world if we did that. At one point, it was more valuable than gold.
And justifiably so.
There was that big heist in the 70s. One of the biggest heists in Canada was maple syrup. Because there's a stash in Quebec. There's like this big bunker filled with maple syrup in case there's some sort of maple syrup emergency. They've got this secret stash. This is true. It exists. And someone robbed it one time in the 70s. Got away with like millions of dollars worth of maple syrup. I don't know. Where are you going to sell that? There's no big black market for maple syrup. I'm sure they didn't really think ahead. But
yeah, like what are you going to show up to Tim Hortons? Is that why Tim Hortons does like the maple donut? They all started from that. They showed up to Tim Hortons one day and said, you know what? Get you guys a deal on maple syrup. You make me a donut.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Fuck, that's a great idea.
That was a huge thing. There's a great documentary called Being Canadian. I think it's a Netflix thing.
Oh God, Eric, hang on. You hit on something for me here.
All right.
There's a show. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. It was, but you can still find it. I discovered it one night when I was fucking high, and it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. And it was on Netflix, and it was called Helicopter. I think it's just called Helicopter Over Canada or something like that. And I assumed when I saw the title of it, because I didn't even bother reading the script, I thought, I just want something visual for the background, so I'm not listening to anything.
Right.
It was shot in 1969 or 1968, and it was supposed to be for the 100th anniversary of Canada.
Sure.
And it was shot by a dude that just flew over Canada. Clearly the guy's an American, and clearly he knows nothing about Canada.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And the whole thing, and it's oh my God, it's shot like a David Attenborough thing. And it's like there's this one amazing scene where they just flying over this lake, and there's people fucking swimming in this lake, just like a family and shit. And he actually says, and here's the Canadians in their natural habitat. Look at the way they play. And that's the whole video. It goes on like that for an hour. Oh my God, it's the best fucking video I've ever seen. Because again, clearly it is shot. It's narrated by a guy who knows nothing about Canada.
Well, nobody does. That's why.
So fucking good. Oh my.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Fucking find it, watch it. It is awesome.
Hang on, we're gonna break for a second. We're gonna put on a Canadian song. We'll play the Canadian national anthem or something. Just give me 1 second here, Gord. Sorry. Wow. We have
the Canadian national anthem. Oh, Canada.
Oh yeah. That's what the world thinks of us, that we're that guy.
I think I told you about the time when I was playing poker online, and I was the only Canadian in the group. And when the guy found out I was Canadian, how I fucked with them and had them all sleeping that be blue. And there was only 2 major towns in all of Canada. The rest of us all just lived these little hutted fucking communities.
Well, hopefully today I've helped dispel some of the mythology by once again putting myself on the international stage and giving some information about Canada and what we do here. Because people have to understand, we're all living in igloos, but we've got the world's worst drug epidemic. How does that make sense? See, people have to understand the city's up here, right, at some point.
It's just shit. We have more contaminated fucking water. We got the most amount of fresh water in the world. It makes no sense. Welcome to Canada.
Welcome to Canada. We what? That should be our national. That's what it should say. Canada. What?
Oh, we're a horrible country.
We're something else.
Oh, I got a little bit of good news, by the way. I almost fucking forgot.
Oh, fill me in.
So I have my new bed arriving, my new mattress arriving tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic.
I am very, very excited for this. I've been staying now for a month and a half. And not that I've been actually waiting for it. I've just been waiting to fucking buy it.
Right.
So I finally got it, and I'm all excited. So I now have a whole laundry list of shit that we sell so that I can promote it. Not just so I can promote it, it's supposed to work well for them. We have to find out about that. But so I now have a new bed. I'm gonna have a new I got new sheets, new pillows, new mattress protector, new fucking pillows. It's the whole package deal.
So it's gonna be a whole new Gord the next time we talk.
And it's supposed to arrive tomorrow night, providing all works out well, I am going to be sleeping like a fucking baby tomorrow night. So
wow.
And a cold baby, because this bed is a very cooling bed to boot. So everything about my bed now is absolutely everything, from the
Always.
From the box spring up all the way to the top layer, everything about my bed is designed to keep me nice and cool.
I've always been a big fan of the statement, gonna sleep like a baby. My baby woke up crying every 2 hours full of shit. Sleep like a baby. Don't sleep like a baby. Sleep like something who sleeps comfortably and doesn't shit and get hungry every 2 hours.
It's the same as when they say, what are you, a pussy? You see how resilient a pussy is? That shit spits out a baby and comes back and gets tighter. I mean, come on.
That's true. I never thought of that.
But then you look at a set of nuts, and look how sensitive those fucking things are.
Yeah, that's true, too. Wow, I never thought of that.
So I think we should be changing the verbiage. When you want to call somebody a chicken, you call them a testicle.
Yeah, that's a good point. Even I don't know if chickens are that chicken. Chickens are pretty vicious little fuckers.
Well, yeah, but I mean, all you gotta do is grab it by the fucking head and whip it around, and it's dead. So I mean, it's not like they're resiliently tough.
That's true. Oh, now we're getting down to we're getting mad Facebook posts from Mary as we speak.
Hey, Mary.
Well, I think we've gone all over the roadmap. I don't think there's too many more places we can go tonight here, Gord.
I think we've hit a bit of a limit here, yeah.
And I've got 10 o'clock curfew again, just like the good old days. So I'm going to have to wrap it up. But always a pleasure. I don't think we actually answered anything tonight.
So it's just another atypical podcast.
And I do know that you have something on the back burner. I hope we can let it go until tomorrow. If you're available tomorrow, I will try to arrange to have a panel to have that discussion with us.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to sort of wait and find out. I don't know what the what's really going to happen tomorrow. So I don't know yet.
But I can make arrangements to me. I've had some people ask to be on the podcast. So this could be a really good reason to bring them in and do our first of hopefully many panel discussions. But it depends on your schedule. Or I could go ahead without you. And I'd rather not, but.
I would say, if everybody ends up being available tomorrow, and I'm not, so be it,
Okay.
But I would. I'm just very interested to see if we can get a couple of answers for our, as it is, hidden question right now.
Sure. Well, let's plan for it, and if not, we'll get back onto it the next time you're on the show. But I don't think we should bring it up now, unless you wanted to just put it out there as a question.
No, not yet.
Okay, good. We'll do a standalone special episode devoted just to that. I think it'd be great, especially if we could get a couple of ladies involved.
I think that would work very, very well.
I will put all my best efforts in tomorrow and keep you abreast of a timeline, and hopefully it works out. The particular time of day I don't think matters, so anytime we can do it, we can work around you, or we can push it for a Saturday thing or whatever.
We'll definitely find the time. I would say possibly. I might have it. We might be able to do one Friday night.
Okay.
And I will be. Oh shit! I might just be in a house with a couple of lesbians that could help with some of this conversation.
Lesbians help with every conversation. That goes without saying.
It's very true.
So any lesbians, feel free to get in touch, Eric and Gord at outlook.com, and try to be part of a panel discussion near the end of the week for us. Very big questions that men have that we can't answer on our own. But it would be nice to touch on a serious subject. It's been a while since you and I have. Like something that's seriously serious.
Yeah, it's actually a lit topic, so I think this would be we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know about tomorrow, but quite possibly Friday.
And this is an open call to anyone listening on any platform. Feel free to get in touch with Eric and Gord at outlook.com, or go to ericandgord.simdiff.com to our contact page, or reach out to me, 604-655-9630. Leave me a message, and if you want to be a part of the show, It's a great discussion happening. We would love male or female input on just some questions men have regarding emotions and relationships and whatnot. Please get in touch with us and want to be part of the show. And until then, that's all I got for you, kid. Thanks for listening. I know we're kind of all over the map, but I hope it's still entertaining and informative. And as you know, it always gets better and better. So stick with us. Until I talk to you again, take care of each other.
I'm a bear.